Who am I? What makes me happy? Can you note it down somewhere? What makes me upset? What makes me irritated? Am I sensitive? Am I strong? What am I proficient at? What skill do I need to develop? These are questions which we need to ask to ourselves. We need to understand ourselves because we are the ones who know ourselves the best. This is one of the most important skills that we need to possess. Being aware of oneself, our feelings, behavior, actions, etc. And this is the one of the first components of self-concept, and it becomes woven into the fabric of who we are. Depending on our personality and the situation, this self-awareness psychological trait emerges for our need. So it is a recognition of oneself. It's a prerequisite for effective communication, interpersonal relationship, and empathy. It enables us to handle problems of life, make meaningful choice, and initiate negotiations. It helps us to handle our emotions without fear, anger, or aggressive, forceful behavior. It helps us to handle emotions better. And there are two types of self-awareness: public self-awareness and private self-awareness. Public self-awareness is how we appear to others. It compels us to adhere to social norms, to behave in ways that are socially acceptable and desirable. All of us are like that, right? And comes the private self-awareness, what we behave about in our private way. That is how we become aware of some aspects of us, but only in a private way. For example, we are seeing our face in a mirror and we realize certain facts about ourselves. We realize butterflies in our stomach just before examinations. Even after doing your refresher course, you have your assignment or examinations and you are not prepared, you'll be having butterflies in your stomach, right? Feeling your heart flutter when you see someone you're attracted to. We might have experienced it at a very earlier stage in our lives. And at the heightened state of self-awareness is self-consciousness. Self-awareness is an important strategy which teachers need to develop in themselves, as well as teacher can use it for understanding their students better. How? Self-awareness questionnaire. In the initial stage, we have answered some questions, a series of questions, right? And these questionnaire can be utilized for your students. You can prepare your own questionnaire and give it to the students and help them realize their strengths and weaknesses, which will help in better development of their personality. And comes the second strategy is SWOT analysis. That is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and challenges. Earlier it was termed as SWOT analysis: strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats. And so what is SWOT analysis? We are getting a clear perspective of our strengths. It helps us to highlight our weaknesses. It tells us about our weaknesses and challenges that we need to undergo, we need to overcome. So we can work on it and improve the overall personality. So what are the benefits of it? It helps us to understand and make necessary modifications even in our curriculum, in our educational policies, in our learning activities, in the internships or the practical activities that we give to the students. We are identifying different areas of education through this strategy. And another self-awareness strategy is Johari-Window model. The Johari-Window model is a simple and useful tool for illustrating and improving our self-awareness. It was devised by the American psychologist Joseph Lofton Harry-Ingham in 1995. There are 4 panes of the Johari-Window model. They are, first, open area or free area. It's also called the free self or the arena, which means what is known by the person about himself and is also known by others. You know this about me and I know this about me. And comes blind area or blind self or blind spot. It's unknown by me, but others know. I don't know this personality trait in me, but you know this. And the third one is hidden area or hidden self or avoided area or avoided self. It's also called facade. what the person knows about him, but others do not know. I know these qualities or characteristic traits of myself, maybe my strengths or maybe my weakness, but you don't know this. And comes the last area, the totally unexplored area, the unknown area or unknown self. What's known by the person about himself or herself, it's also unknown by others. So this is a good self-awareness strategy which we can use, not just to analyze ourselves, not just to overcome our difficulties and challenges, but also to undergo a better knowledge about our students and help them be better learners and better individuals. So there are many other behavioral models, the Johari Mindo and like the Tuckman, Hersey, Blanket, etc. And these awareness strategies help us to give a knowledge about a particular person in each group or a term. And this helps to optimize the value of people. Aristotle, the famous Greek philosopher, has rightly said, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Benjamin Franklin has put it in the best words. There are three things which are extremely hard: steel, a diamond, and to know oneself. Of course, knowing oneself is really tough. There is no universal answer to self-awareness. Everybody is different. And the only person who can teach you self-awareness is you. Others can only direct you. Like you can only take the horse to the water, not to make him drink it. So we need to be aware of ourselves and we need to do things to ensure that we are empowered. This is for self-empowerment and negotiation. For example, if someone tells us, your class was boring, how do we react? Do we become angry? We become upset? Are we heartbroken? If we have developed the skill of self-awareness, what are we going to do? We'll definitely be analyzing the comment and the scenario. We don't react, but proact to the comment. What was the comment about? It was about our session. So what do? Analyze it. Be aware of the positive aspects of your class, your strengths. Be aware of the negative aspects of the class, your weaknesses, what went wrong, how we could have corrected it. Rather than getting upset about the comment, we think, that's your challenge. We think, analyze and evaluate and make necessary changes. And thus we ensure, what do we ensure? We ensure that our next session is the best. A person with a proper self-awareness will not take any negative remark to the heart and get dejected. But what you do next is entirely dependent upon you. We think about ourselves. We have decided to take the challenge and we have decided to overcome it, means nobody can prevent us. So it's a step towards personality development. It's a step towards a self-growth and development. And how does it help? How does the skill of self-awareness help us to be successful? It helps us to build on our strengths, identify our weaknesses and work on it, knowing and accepting preferences and making changes in accordance with it. For example, as a learner, can you identify, as a teacher, can you identify what type of a learner are you a student? Is he or she an auditory learner or a visual learner? And how can you develop visual or auditory learning in students? As far as you are concerned, are you a morning person or are you like an owl? We can change our learning timings and patterns in accordance with the biological clock, and we can make those changes in our students as well. And how about my skills in note-taking, preparation, presentation of PowerPoints, or technological know-how? Where do I need to improve? The more self-aware we are about all these factors, the more successful are we as teachers and the more happy are we. There are problems in our lives, but your self-awareness about your strengths, your self-awareness about your weaknesses, your self-awareness about your challenges and your determination to overcome it, and your dedication to do work, hard work, can make you successful. I hope you remember Sudha Chandran, the famous dancer and actress who met with an accident while she was a teenager and she lost her leg. She lost many things in her life, but she didn't succumb to all those unfortunate incidents in life, what did she do? She fought against all those things and she became a successful dancer and an actor. And Mansi Joshi, the Paralympic badminton player, when we complain of a neck pain, knee pain, or a joint pain and are not ready to do things, there are people with prosthetic limbs, they are climbing, they are participating in Olympics and becoming winners. So we have to be aware of ourselves. So we can utilize this self-awareness skill in various life situations, in our classrooms, in our personal life, in our emotional life, as well as in our social life.